Oi, how are you today? I'm not so good. I'm a little bit down, feeling anxious. I was very reluctant to make this video, but I thought it would help you regardless. My name is Lucca, and I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm here every week to talk to you about career, life, and how you build a business that you love. Today, my advice is going to be all about how I'm coping with anxiety. When you're a high achiever or an entrepreneur, you feel like everyone around you demands that you are on your top form all the time. And actually, you have to be, right? Because you need to deal with clients, you need to deal with investors, you need to, hire people. To be on our top form means that we need to create some sort of a coping mechanism or a shell that gets thicker and thicker over time, and that makes you disconnect from other people or disconnect from yourself. Those things are very difficult to express. So you stay in your shell and then you don't connect with people and you're not sharing anything and you're not being yourself either. And that creates a lot of tension and a lot of thoughts that are intrusive, that are non-realistic. And because you're not sharing, you're not validating if what you're thinking is really a reality. And that makes you even more anxious. Almost 20% of the US population suffer from anxiety. And according to the American Psychological Association, anxiety is an emotion characterized by feelings of tension, worried thoughts, and changes in your physical body like high blood pressure. That's typically a very normal emotion, something that propels us in our lives. A type of stress that you usually feel when you have, when you're worrying about money, or you have an exam or a job interview, or even in my case, when we're about to launch a game. Also, anxiety is totally connected to our instinct of fight or flight, which is something biological that we had to develop as human beings as we progressed in life. When we were facing, let's say, a lion in the wild, we had to be able to either run as fast as we could or very quickly react to that and fight so that we would survive. Nowadays, most of us don't have lions around us, but we still need to use the fight or flight for us to be prepared for things that are about to happen, even if it's just kind of jumping on the street if you see a car about to hit you. The problem is when you have a constant exposure to the stressor and a constant exposure to anxiety, that is when it becomes a disorder and something that you have to find a way to treat. In our brains, we have those three emotional regulation systems. Usually we get very anxious or we get into a distress mode when there's a little bit of an imbalance. So the drive system is all about achievements. When you want to kind of gather more resources or you have the drive to achieve more, to do better for yourself. And usually the neurotransmitter connected to that is called dopamine. It's the same feeling that you have when you face something new when you're scrolling on Instagram, right? It's that kick that you're like, yeah, I'm feeling rewarded and I need to do more for that. The second system is a threat system, which is connected to the fight or flight. And it's the one that it's all about dealing with the threat. It's all about, I need to protect myself from something really bad that's going to happen. I need to protect myself from failing. This system is connected to cortisol and adrenaline. Cortisol is the stress hormone. And the third system is a soothing system, which is when you have hugs and you feel that you've been loved. And it's totally connected to the oxytocin. What happened to most high achievers and entrepreneurs like me and probably like you, we gravitate between the drive and the threat system all the time. That's what keeps us going, and one feeds from each other because there's always something bigger to achieve or a bigger problem to be solved. Our threat system is saying, hey, you need to pay attention to this now, high cortisol, high adrenaline, and then the drive system is that, yeah, let me give you a kick of dopamine so that you can keep achieving more and more and more. And we're never 100% satisfied. The compounding problem is that sometimes you're going to fail, which is very normal, right? You don't achieve everything that you want to achieve in your life. But then you start failing and then your inner critic comes to play and say, wait a minute, you should be succeeding because that's what's going to give you dopamine. And then that inner critic makes your driving system go even higher, and then your driving system is taking care of the threat system and the soothing system is completely neglected. There's no way I can stop now and do a yoga. That's when it becomes a problem, because you cannot get out of that cycle and you only realize what's going on when you get to burnout? Is this all resonating with you? If so, comment. Let me know how you're feeling. Are you feeling anxious? And if you know people, friends, colleagues who are feeling like that right now, share with them. Maybe it's going to help them as well. And don't forget to subscribe, because next week we're going to be talking about loneliness, which is connected to anxiety as well. If you're feeling anxious right now, here are a few things that worked for me that I suggest you do for yourself as well. Find a therapist. It's not any weakness if you do that. It's like sometimes it's really good. Ideally, you want to interview as many therapists as possible, because there are different approaches. Like there's the Freud approach, there's CBT, which is cognitive behavior therapy. There's tons of others. And you want to find the one that actually has, the best connection and approach to what you need. I've been through therapy many times and it's been hugely helpful for my life. Second is connection with your family or your best friends. It's like they are, the ones who know you more. And, if you think about the big shell that we create around us, they know our inner self. And then it's very easy to connect with the soothing system when you're actually connecting with your family or your best friends. Third one is do something that there's no competition, there's nothing that's gonna trigger your dopamine, your reward system. Something like, I don't know, for me it's dancing or singing, something that I just don't care what's happening, I'm just living the moment. Could be even that, video games. Although don't play like something that you're gonna be, competing with others. Play something like, I don't know, Journey, which is all about exploration and kind of being the moment and connecting with others. So these are the things that worked for me, and hopefully it's gonna work for you as well. I really hope this, kind of sharing very personal moment of my life with you has contributed to something for you. Don't forget, next week I'm going to be talking about loneliness. And if you have friends or anyone who's suffering from anxiety right now or loneliness, make sure that you share that with them, because these are things that we should not be living alone, because we're not alone. We're all together in this, and it's perfectly normal that we have our ups and downs. For now, ciao, ciao. If you've been procrastinating as hell, click here to know how to beat procrastination like a girl boss. If you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, go here, click here now.